first blockchain enterprise where we were building solutions in the area of identity and document, and did some work around edtech for a while where we were bridging the gap between industry and academia by equipping these students on emerging technologies and placing them in companies which are working on blockchain, AI, IoT, cybersecurity, and gaming. 2019 or early 20, I started looking at what's happening in crypto industry once again. So got an idea of building a platform where friends can invest together. So we're building a social investing platform where people can form their communities with friends and invest along with confidence, and where you get the right insights, in-depth insights about the crypto market as well. So that is what we are building, and happy to answer any questions if you have. I'm really excited about NFT gaming, blockchain in general. So feel free to talk and have this candid conversation. Really sorry, I have a hard stop at 6:35, 6:40, but definitely happy to schedule one more session in detail. So any questions, feel free to ask. What has been some of your concern? How do we start crypto? Uh, the regulation, the different blockchains which are coming up. So feel free to ask any question, and you can even switch on your cameras, and happy to answer any questions. I have taught personally 10,000 plus students and professionals on crypto and blockchain. And in last 1 week to 10 odd days, I've taught over 3,000 plus students of different colleges, IIT Kharagpur, IIT Kanpur, Roorkee, different other colleges. Happy to answer any questions if you have with respect to money, crypto, how do we start, trading, investing, DeFi, staking, gaming. Feel free to ask any questions in particular. So anyone, feel free to go ahead and unmute yourself and ask a question. Anything you want to learn about my background, or should I talk about cryptocurrencies in general? Anyone already trading in crypto market or who already bought Bitcoins or any other coin or Dogecoin?
Yes, sir. I do a bit of trading.
Trading or investing?
Investing.
Great. What all coins you bought it?
So my portfolio is very small, like it's like 1,000 rupees portfolio. So till now I have brought Ethereum, Bitcoin, Binance coin, and Vazirx coin, and basic attention token.
So what do you understand about Ethereum? What is Ethereum?
So Ethereum is basically a cryptocurrency on which we can develop blockchain applications.
Okay. So guys, what is happening is when I'll give you a background. When whole transaction started way back 100, 200 years back, it used to be a barter system, correct? So barter is when I'm exchanging some commodity with some other person, and I'm giving the other commodity for an exchange of a particular commodity. So if I'm giving tomatoes, the other person is giving me potato. But barter actually failed because we don't really have the direct comparison or lack of value transfer. Ki how many potatoes I need to give in exchange of these tomatoes. So from barter, we moved to different other experiments. We used seashells, we used big wheels, we had gold and silver in between as well. But then people said that if I'm carrying a gold from one place to another, there is a risk of getting it stolen because there are a lot of pirates. So we need a mechanism where I don't really have to carry these gold and silver. And against that, I can possibly carry some paper notes, which are being accessible anywhere across the country or overseas as well. So therefore, what people have said that let's deposit this gold, and against that gold, we print the notes, which we call it as currency at this point in time. So people have kept the gold in the bank, and the bank started printing the notes, and these notes have become us in circulation. From there, we have had MasterCard and Visa because, as people said, more digital transactions are happening. We need the plastic cards to transact. So MasterCard and Visa start coming into the market where people can transact freely. And why MasterCard and Visa existed? Because people start keeping their money in different banks. So some people start keeping money in Standard Chartered, JP Morgan, ABC, XYZ. and these banks start accepting these payments, and one bank does not know who the other bank is, so there has to be one common network. So therefore Mastercard and Visa start being that network amongst these banks, and from these banks the transactions start happening, so people start using it, and then from there we start looking at digital currency, which was born in 2008-9. But iska requirement or need kya tha? Why digital currency, which was cryptocurrency, is required? So people are started having trust issues with 2008 financial crisis. How many of you know what happened in 2008 financial crisis? Housing.com. Sorry, housing bubble. Anyone? What happened in 2008 financial crisis? Okay, you should go ahead, Kshitij.
Yeah, so basically, banks gave a lot of loans to people so that they can buy houses, and all of the house papers they got, they started making securities out of it, and they started selling it to investors across the world, but on the assumption that housing prices will always rise. But on the contrary, when people started defaulting, housing prices started going down, and the whole economy, U.S. economy, crumbled, and all the people who invested in U.S. they lost their money.
Perfect. Great. So exactly this happened. So there was a lot of subprime loan, and then these mortgages were having no value over a period of time. When it started getting liquidated, the bank already had given a lot of a loan to the people, and then they could not repay. So this whole market crashed. When the market crashed, the banks have to liquidate the position. When they liquidate the positions, then they were already incurring a lot of losses. So people start having trust issues. So अभी trust क्या है? Now people start asking what is trust. So trust earlier used to be community driven. So आपने देखा होगा panchayat used to be there where people used to talk and conversate about their transaction, and the panchayat used to take a decision, panchayat leader, along with in front of everyone. Then people said these people can actually get corrupt very easily. There has to be one in specific institution which is big enough, which becomes very difficult for people to compromise the trust. So these big institutions start coming in like banks, talukdars, court, and all. Then these institutions start acting as a trust mechanism between people. So whenever you have any issue, you go to a court and then file a case against the other person because you don't really know the other person. Then people start having trust issues because the cryptography which needs to be included. So there has to be a component maths and science. Second is all those people who are being a part of this trust mechanism should be able to earn some incentivization as and when they're validating these transactions. So therefore, the concept of currency, which is cryptocurrency, start coming in because if you're having a decentralized trust mechanism of settlement, there has to be a reward which needs to be given to these people as they're validating these transactions. Third is there has to be a social angle or consensus angle. So people said yes, the social angle will be there. That one person cannot actually have the trust manipulated. There has to be a part of the different people which acknowledge that this is the right value or this is the right transaction. Therefore, we call the mining process having consensus-based models. Consensus is nothing but majority of the people agreeing to validate one particular transaction. So this is the whole history why cryptocurrency started. 2008-9, the Bitcoin was born, and then some transactions start happening. So Bitcoin is a currency, and blockchain is a technology. Think of it like email as an application, and internet is a technology. But what are the problems with the internet? Internet के पास सबसे बड़ा issue है lack of value transfer. So what happens with this? Lack of value transfer and lack of transparency and lack of credibility as well. So आज की डेट में if I'm giving an apple in a physical world, you can see Aman's balance is -1, my balance is +1. Now if I wanted to give you an apple in the digital world, मैं आपको photo भेजूंगा आपको, तो आप how would you trust that this is the right apple or not? So therefore, internet actually lacks the value transfer. So blockchain solved it that there has to be a timestamp, there has to be an instance which stays on the blockchain, and everyone can verify that this is the person who's actually had this original picture, and from there I'm getting the transfer. So therefore you see NFTs. NFTs are being possible because of ERC 721 standard. तो अभी तक क्या होता था, digital paintings को कोई इतना value नहीं देता था, because you don't really know who's the right owner, what has been the visibility, and there's no one global currency where these can be made accessible. So NFTs are nothing but JPEG files or PNG files on the blockchain where the creator actually launches it and transfers the rights to someone who buys it. So this is the concept of NFTs along with blockchain. Any questions? Anyone, any questions? Nobody has a question?
Guys,
Excuse me, sir.
Yes, please.
So I have a question, like how people convert digital art into NFTs, like what is the background process going on in there?
Digital art into NFTs.
Yeah.
So NFTs, like I said, correct? So if I have to explain you NFTs in a very layman basic language, see, NFTs are nothing but non-fungible token. What do you mean by fungible? Which means these are not unique, correct? Is your boarding pass unique? What do you think? Is your boarding pass unique?
Yes.
Yeah, I think it is unique because it has my name on it. So
Correct. And is the 100 rupee unique?
no, like
Why?
no, I think it is. Yeah, it is unique. Like there are codes written on that.
Correct. So NFT stand for actually non-fungible token, and think of it like which is unique in nature. So for example, $1 is $1 when you are exchanging it, and you are happy to. So this is a concept of fungibility I'm explaining. So when you look at non-fungibility, first look at what is fungibility. Uh, Anything is said to be fungible, which is identical and interchangeable, correct? Right? So 1 rupee or $1 is identical and can be changed with someone. Your boarding pass is not identical. Why? Because it has your different names, right? So
Yes,
any
sir.
item is said to be non-fungible if it's unique, right? So a lot of items are non-fungible like diamonds, houses, baseball card. Your identity is also non-fungible. So no two of these items are the same. And diamonds, why they're not same? Why diamonds are not same? Because each diamond have different colors and cuts, correct? And each
Yes.
house is also not same because you have a different cookie cutter neighborhood and have different locations. So the characteristics of NFTs are that you're transferring the data on the blockchain, and this data is because of the properties of a blockchain, which is immutable. Once written, cannot be deleted, right? And you can have a unique characteristics transfer. So unique is a hallmark trait, which is these non-fungible tokens. So when somebody buy your JPEG art, you are actually transferring the token to them that is non-fungible in nature, which means it's unique. And second, it's permanent because NFTs have a permanent information and the data that is stored within the token, right? This information actually include the message, the one who started it, the image, signature, various other databases, right? And it's programmable, which means NFT is just a piece of code on the blockchain. This means anyone can be programmed for different qualities. And one of the most useful qualities of NFTs are you can use it for royalties, you can use it for patent, you're transferring that patent to someone, you're transferring that right to someone. And the best thing is these are permissionless in nature because they're built on public blockchain like Ethereum. Now you wanted to set up that NFT, so there are different marketplaces. As you sell your Amazon goods, there are different NFT marketplaces as well. Where you go,
OpenSea.
yeah, OpenSea, Rarible, Showtime, various other marketplaces. So you go upload your unique content, which is your music, which is your photo, which is your art, and then mint a token, which is an NFT token. And to buy that NFT token, people spend cryptocurrencies like Polygon, Ethers, ABC, XYZ. And as they buy these token, you get that token transferred to you. And then you can actually see who has created that token, where is the particular right of that token lies with the person. So therefore, every other thing is maintained on chain and each transactions are getting visible to the other person.
Sir, and how is the NFT marketplace like in India? Like, how is the scope?
Yeah, it's hot. So a lot of people have started coming up with NFT marketplace. WazirX have also started their own NFT marketplace where you can go and mint a token, and then you can transfer these rights to someone who bids for it. Simple.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
More questions? So let's talk about what are some of the things which can be NFTs.
Yes, sir.
So what are some of the things which can be NFTs? Your content, the gaming can also be NFT. So there is a game called Axie Infinity where you earn by breeding these axes. There is a art which can be NFTs, and there you have different collectibles like punks, NBA Top Shot, gaming cards, so rare, and there are other miscellaneous things. Your domain names can be NFT. Your attendance can be an NFT that you've attended this event, so you have a proof of attendance of that event or conference as well.
Sir, and how is the worth of an NFT decided? Like I saw different NFTs have different prices for that. So how is that decided?
How is the worth of iPhone 13 is decided?
I think it's the brand value
Correct.
most.
In this case, it's a community which decides the price of that NFT. So let's take an example. If I'm selling you, okay, do you know Mahatma Gandhi's spectacle? Right,
Yeah,
Mahatma
yeah, yeah,
Gandhi's
yes.
chashma. किसने खरीदा है?
Uh,
So Vijay Mallya has bought Mahatma Gandhi का चश्मा, correct?
okay, sir.
Right? But वो चश्मा कितने में बिका होगा? उस चश्मे की वैल्यू क्या है? Possibly 5,000 रुपए, फ्रेम, लेंस और ये सब, करेक्ट? सॉरी, वो
Yeah,
उसका प्राइस है. वैल्यू क्या है? Because Mahatma Gandhi has worn it. That
crores.
spectacle, right? That spectacle was sold at possibly few crore rupees,
Yeah,
right? So the value is driven by, it's a unique. It's the community is driving that value, right? So if 100 people wanted to buy that art, if there is only one art and 100 people are bidding for it, so automatically the interest increases,
okay.
right? If the interest is increases, then the values start hitting to the price, and you are ready to pay for the more price for that value.
So it's basically bidding like system. If some like more people are bidding, so the price will be higher.
More people who has created that art, what has been the history, what has been the story. It's not about the price, right? It's all about the value. So tomorrow, let's take an example. Salman Khan creates an NFT, correct?
Yeah.
Versus you create an NFT. Your value will be determined by the people in IIT BHU, correct?
Yes.
Salman Khan's NFT value will be determined by the whole country of the people who are following Salman Khan. And if
Yes.
Salman Khan says that only three NFTs are there, then each one of the person, because आपको उसको लेने के बाद क्या होगा? आपका status बढ़ेगा. That I have that rare unique asset by Salman Khan, which I own it, and as I own it, I can do more bragging. As I do more bragging, I can actually get these things in the market. Simple.
Yes, sir. Okay, so it depends on the history also.
Yeah, story, history, the type of an art, various other things.
And who has created that, like the artist of that digital art, it also
Sorry.
matters. The artist of the digital art.
Yeah, the artist of the digital art. What's his story? Kya kara hai? What's the unique with the proposition which they are offering?
Thank you, sir.
Any more questions? Happy to answer any questions if you guys have. Anyone?
I had this one question. Like currently in the market, there are various crypto coins, and
Mm.
every day a new coin is coming. So we had blockchain, then sorry, we have Bitcoin, then we got Ethereum, then we got Polkadot, Cardano, and finally Solana. So the newer coins which are coming, for example, Solana or Cardano, they are much more faster in transaction and all of these things. And Bitcoin, the concept on which it is working is quite old. Then also its prices are going higher and higher. So what is this like? How do you decide the price, the
So
value they are adding, or
So Bitcoin is limited in supply, right? There are only 21 million coins, right? The world's population is 7 billion, right? And it's the first asset. Second, it's completely anonymous in nature, which means you don't really have the CEO and a team running it. It's completely run by the community and foundation. Third is the demand is increasing. If the demand is increasing, the supply is limited. Fourth is mining a Bitcoin takes a lot of resources. So you have to put in a lot of efforts to get that Bitcoin, which makes it more difficult for anyone to mine that. When the mining becomes very restrictive to large mining farms, therefore you are only minting. Therefore you are only able to mint with respect to the kind of money or kind of resources which you have. Fifth is the more adoption start happening for Bitcoin, more people wanted to accumulate and gather. It's like the gold is limited in quantity, correct? How does the gold price increases? So the only thing here is if the more demand is increasing, it actually hits the supply, right? If there are less number of people, and if there are less in quantity and more number of people who wanted to buy it, everyone will bid for more money, right? So that they can accumulate more. If they can accumulate more, that will shoot up the price because all those people think that they are ready to pay the premium as well. And now there are other coins which are there in the market, which are Ethereum and other coins. They have the different utility, right? Ethereum is a world computer on top of which you can build a decentralized application using the principle of smart contracts. Smart contracts are nothing but if else function. So the vending machine which you see it on the airport, it's nothing but think of it like a smart contract where you put in money, and if you press $2, then you get Coke. If you press $5, you get something. So in smart contract, all these conditions are validated without having a middleman in place. So that is the core concept of smart contract. And other companies which are coming, which are building the blockchains, they're allowing people to build on their chain. And if more people start building on their chain, the daily active users increase. If the daily active users increase, the network effect increases. The network effect actually adds to the price of that coin.
Yes, it answers my question.
Great. Is it clear?
Yeah, it is always demand based and limited supply.
Yes, demand and then kind of utilities which are happening for that coin.
Right.
Sir, I want a suggestion. If someone is willing to create an NFT, so which blockchain he or she should prefer, the
So,
Ethereum blockchain or the Solana blockchain, according to you?
so there are already NFT marketplaces. You don't create your NFT marketplace once again. There are different marketplaces which are already there, right? You simply go and actually use that marketplace. They're already built on some blockchain.
But
You go and upload.
if we do something of our own, don't you think that will be a good idea? Like if we
It
try
would
to
be a good idea, but there are already different marketplaces. So until there has to be a unique offering. So let's take an example. You can say that in my NFT, what will happen is my NFT marketplace, what will happen is you can even buy with 1 rupee of an NFT wherein the whole art cost 100 rupees. So if you're having a different unique value proposition of that marketplace, then definitely it's a worth idea to build it. Else you can do it from your aspect as well. There are existing platform where you can go and mint it.
yes, sir.
If there is a unique offering which you're offering for these NFTs, simple.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Great. Any more questions? Nobody is asking. No girl is asking a question. Ria Sani, do you have any questions? Samiksha Murdia, Sanjana. You don't have any question?
No, sir. Sir, actually, I'm new to this concept of
Don't worry
cryptocurrency, so
about it.
it's taking some time to understand.
No problem at all. It's perfectly fine. There's a lot of new things to learn about this. We're actually starting a campus ambassador program. I'll keep you posted. Maybe one of your person will get in touch with Ayush from my team, or I will ask Ayush to get in touch with you. But thank you so much. I really have to rush for another meeting. Really sorry for keeping it short, crisp, and on a very short notice. I could join in as well. And thank you so much for having me. Happy to schedule one detailed session sometime next week or post Diwali. And wonderful chatting with you all. You guys have interesting knowledge about NFT space. This space is so dynamic, so new, so interesting. Just keep yourself updated and so many things to do. And if you've not bought cryptocurrencies, spend 100 rupees, buy it, do some transactions, you will start learning about it more. All right, super. Thank you. Anything else?
Sir, one question is there in the chat box. Maybe if you have 3 minutes, then you can take a look at it.
Okay. How people convert, I've already answered. How can we manage risk in cryptocurrency, which is without fundamental like stocks? What are the advantages of investing in crypto? Crypto is another asset class. The advantage is the quick liquidation because the market run 24/7, 365 days. You don't really have to wait for uh, Mondays to actually close your position. Second is you can even invest with 10 rupees, wherein stocks possibly will take more money to invest. There are different coins which you can invest in. Third is fundamentals are definitely there to evaluate in cryptocurrency. So you actually go by what is the product they're building, what is the team, what is the token market, how many tokens which are there, and what is the community, what people are talking, and what exchanges is it listed on, what is the sentiment, what kind of an activities which they have, what kind of an advisors they have for the tokens. All these things add to the fundamental value of a token. And is it possible to trade? Yeah, absolutely. There are different exchanges which gives you technical analysis parameter, which are more trading oriented. So you can trade via Fibonacci, RSI, moving average, exponential moving average. So all these things are there in the crypto market as well. All exchanges offer you technical analysis. So every instrument have both the advantages. Every instrument have both the things. One is fundamental, second is technical. So fundamental, you evaluate from what is the business, what is the utility, what are the people buying and selling, and then what is the token price, how many tokens are there, and then stocks you evaluate. If I ask you, would you invest in Tata coffee or somebody else coffee? Then you would say that a lot of places where I go, people talk much about Tata coffee and they have more users. More users means more revenue. More revenue means more profit. More profit means it will actually impact the share price value. In tokens, so you look at by more utility, more users, more daily activities on the platform, more daily activities on the platform. It actually impacts the price of that coin. Sounds good. Anything else? Interesting question, by the way. Does any one of you have more questions? All right. If nobody has a question, thank you so much for having me. Really sorry
Yes.
I have to
Yes,
rush
sir.
for another. And wonderful to chat with you. And really sorry. Have a good time with your family on Diwali, and possibly we'll schedule a detailed conversation sometime after that. Have a
Exactly,
nice.
sir. I just wanted to say that we wanted to hold a session because a lot of students in IIT and throughout India are actually have started investing in crypto, but they have still not understood the interlink with the technology and what role it is playing, how it is changing the world. So we thought we could have a detailed
Don't
session from
worry
you. We
about it.
would definitely like to
I'll
have you
schedule a
again.
detailed. I'll schedule a detailed one in the future. Thank you so much for having
Yes,
me.
sir. Sure. Thank you, sir.
Fantastic. Good to see the curiosity amongst the students. It's a great space to be in. You guys are super early. So don't worry about it, and keep investing, keep learning. Much more to experience in this whole ecosystem. Thank you so much. Bye.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you so.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.